This is the second part of the interview with Jim Wingate, a professional Shakespearean actor, who has acted in several Shakespeare productions in London's West End and on USA tours. He also directed productions of Shakespeare's plays in Bavaria and worked in TV and films as well.
So, let's come to Shakespeare.
Good idea. Shakespeare's wonderful.
Yes? Good. How did
You know Goethe? Goethe had a vocabulary of 8,000 words. Shakespeare, 20,000.
So, how did you come to work as a Shakespearean actor?
How old are you?
I'm 17.
When I was 16, just a year younger than you, I was spotted and they said, "You're a good actor. We want you to audition to play Romeo." Because when I was 16, I looked better than I do now. And they auditioned me to do Romeo in the Zeffirelli Romeo and Juliet film. And they said, yes, you're very good. We want you to take a part in the film, but not Romeo. You're not beautiful enough. Fair enough. I said, well, I'll play Juliet. He said, no, you're not beautiful enough for Juliet either. So they offered me a part in the film, but I said I wanted to do my A-levels, your Abitur. So I didn't take part in the film, but that was the first thing. I'd done 2 Shakespeare plays before then, and I was playing Falstaff, big fat Falstaff as well. So yes, and then I took part in Julius Caesar in London in the West End. I took Julius Caesar on tour in America. We did As You Like It, beautiful Shakespeare play, in London, Oxford, Cambridge, and we took it on tour around America. We did these plays for Canadian television, and it was lovely doing that. And I also, I don't know, I've done 12 Shakespeare plays over the time. Wonderful. You're 17. When I was 17, I was in London, and I was doing voluntary work, like your social services. And 2 organisations could have paid me, but each thought the other was paying me. So I got no money at all, none. I was working in a school with handicapped children. I had lunch on Monday and lunch on Friday, nothing at the weekend. I was so hungry by the time it came to Monday lunchtime. No money. And all I had with me was no money, just Shakespeare. The complete works of Shakespeare. So I read the complete works again and again. I had no money to go to the cinema or the theatre, just reading this wonderful book. What was the next question?
How big have your first audiences been? So
3,000.
3,000?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
In a big theatre, you have to project your voice and your body to the people right up at the back of the theatre. Hello!
They have some big theatres in America.
So, do you think Shakespeare is still up to date?
Absolutely. Every time I hear one of Shakespeare's play, I get new things from it. And I've only made some of my understandings have only come very recently. Because Shakespeare was working in a very difficult political time, a bit like the Stasi, I said, a police state. And some of his relations were Catholic. Very difficult. So he was always in danger, and yet he would portray on stage the problems that kings and queens have with the king and the queen watching. And he was giving them their life, their conflict, their inner dilemmas, their moral problems on stage, which is very bold, because if he'd done it wrong, he'd have been killed.
How would you characterize Shakespeare?
I think he was a man with a lot of depth and a lot of soul. I think he also suffered. His young son died, and he had depression. So he was used to the depths and the heights and the depths and the heights. So he was very expressive. And yet he also thought, I think, very deeply. And he created new bits of language. He loved to create not only a play, not only characters, but new bits of language. His poetry is wonderful.
Nice. Do you think Shakespeare was a typical man of his time?
No. No, I think if you look at the other playwrights at the same time, they're not as good as he is. Christopher Marlowe and others, they're not as good as he is, and they don't last as well. They're not as good in other centuries. I think he was a man beyond his time.
Okay. So, would you mind to perform a small scene of one of Shakespeare's plays here for us now?
You need to lie down on a chair.
I need to lay down on a chair.
Yes, more than one chair, more than one chair. Can you lie down on 3 chairs?
Yeah, sure. I think that's enough.
Yeah. Oh, I think you need another one for your head here. Another one for your head. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, there was a teenager. He didn't want to play a woman, but he had to play a woman because he didn't have much of a beard coming. But his voice was breaking, and when his voice was breaking, he was trying to play Thisbe, a princess, but his voice was breaking, and he was not a very intelligent man. And Pyramus, the prince, had died, played by another working class person. And Thisbe comes on, knowing his lines. He says, "Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak, speak!" Quite dumb. Dead, dead, a tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone, are gone. Lovers make moan, his eyes were green as leeks. Tongue not a word, come trusty sword, come blade, my breast imbrue. Oh, and farewell, friends, thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.